Yeah.
So Cesar, last week I told you I had just started ReZero. I was like
That-
at episode 3 or 4.
Did it take hold of you yet?
Um, dude, I'm caught up.
It's good, ain't it?
All 32 episodes that are available.
Now
Uh,
you're further than me because I've yet to start the second season. I'm waiting for the rest of the episodes to come out. I can't do the long break until January for the
oh
second
Giving
half.
Jesus,
spoilers.
dude, it's killing me. It's killing me.
It's good as hell, ain't it? Yeah.
Yes, dude, I like No Game No Life was good. And for some reason, I mean, it's only like 10 episodes, and it took me a while. It took me like a couple weeks to actually find the time and go through it. But once I started this, it just, like, I lost myself in that. I just
I
couldn't
told
stop watching it.
I told you there's some stuff in there like how the fuck is he gonna get out of this whole situation, man? They do a good job with that show. It keeps you guessing. Like so much bad shit happens, you're like, how's he gonna get out of this, man? And he gets out of it. I'm amazed.
And there's a section of it that, like, semi lulls you into this false sense of security. And then, like, around episode 13 or something, everything starts fucking falling apart. You're like, oh my God, what the hell?
Welcome to that and the greatest character known to anime, Rim. I love her to death.
Oh, Rem. I love Rem.
She is my hero.
What is the Rim character known for?
You've probably seen her. She's comes. They're twins. Her and her sister. One has pink hair, one has blue hair, and they both are in maid outfits. So you've probably seen them in passing
checks out.
somewhere.
This is sounds like anime.
She is amazing.
But yeah, dude, season 2 so far is pretty good.
Yeah, I can't do it because I think they're doing the first 13 until October, and then we got to wait till like January for the second half. I'm like, no, fuck it. I'll just wait till it's all done. I can't wait till next year. That's not one show you can sit there and wait on, man, because it's tough.
No.
You want to find out what happens next.
Dude, it killed me because I got to like they've only got 7 episodes up, and I got to episode 6, and then the next one it's Crunchyroll Premium. I'm like, the way that, like, the cliffhanger that it left you off on on episode 6, I was like, there's no fucking way. I was like, I'm finding somewhere I can watch this shit.
Yeah, you're like me. You just pay the price. I'm like, I'm fucking knees deep in paying monthly subscriptions. But I'm robbing the hell to Funimation because I'm watching like at least I'm going through like 20, 25 episodes a week. So I'm surprised they haven't cut me off yet. They're like, bitch, you watching too much.
I send somebody to your house, like, Cesar, you may have a problem.
Like, no, stop. It's not made to be consumed this quickly.
Slow down.
We're streaming Donkey Kong
I'm
Country.
trying to fix it now. This is my life. Scramble.
Yeah, my favorite thing from No Game No Life is that it's that final arc. That
Yeah.
one with talk with the girl with the Beast Girl. It's like, when's the last time you had fun playing a video game? I love that
Yeah.
line. When's the last time you had fun playing a video game?
I don't
Oh,
know how
man.
to edit this.
But yeah, the ReZero, man, that's like my cousin Renee, that's his favorite show. He's got Rim on like everything in his background, his PlayStation Plus account, man. People love Rim, man, and I see it. She's amazing.
Yeah. Rem's already got my heart. I saw something today scrolling through Instagram. Fucking Play Asia had some new Rem figure on there. I was like, oh, it's Rem.
Yeah, you're like me. I'm looking at it like, damn, I should buy this, and then you're like, $200. I'm not buying this shit.
There it is.
I love Rim, but I don't love Rim that much.
Yeah.
And then Rich is over here talking about us like, damn, they're talking about REM sleep, Rem sleep, the band Rem.
I'm ready
What's
to
happening?
go. This one goes out to the
REM.
one I love.
Yeah.
I just heard one of their songs a little while ago. I found I hooked that Zune up to. I bought a Zune dock, and hooked it up to a stereo, and I'm using the HD radio feature on it. HD radio is amazing.
Yeah.
Like nobody jumped.
Yeah.
This shit's great. So there's a.
It's in my car. It should be in everybody's car now.
I know my Impala doesn't have it.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't
Old
rub that
school.
up. Yeah.
But there's we have 97.1 the Riverside Classic Rock, and now they've started to bleed into like 80s
Yeah.
and 90s. There's an HD 97.2 that is like alternative. It's the only Atlanta alternative station. So today I got Pixies, Nirvana, who was it we just mentioned? REM. I got all kind of random stuff. I was like, yes.
Hell yeah.
Psychedelic Furs, 80s band. I was like, hell yeah, it's just random stuff. And it's HD. I don't know if I have anything else that can pick it up, but it's 97.2 FM. The other side of the river.
Yeah, I think that's the one I
could
listen
be
to.
hosting it now.
Oh my. All right, I'll do the rest of this later, man. Now I got to put like 5,000 stickers on this one little shoulder piece. Fuck
Save
that.
Oh God, I never bother with the damn stickers. I used
Nah.
to.
I mean, that's why he's like weird with only one arm.
Just do a bunch of custom stuff. Like my kids like they get the stickers with the Happy Meals, and it just goes on whatever. Like it doesn't even matter.
See, I got to the point where I started buying. They have like special, like paint markers that you can buy for the Gunplas, and you basically paint them with the marker and all that.
Brent, I'm proud that you've become a Isekai fan like me. If you want
shows are
something,
damn good.
you want something else that's pretty good that I just finished up today on the bike. The time, like I said, mentioned last week, the time I reincarnated into this line. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, my
title
plan
kills.
was.
It's very smart, kind of like No Game No Life, where
Yeah.
he figures shit out. And I'm like, okay, it dabs in that. Now I'm at that part where I finished the first season, and they're currently they're in like episode, like they're like ReZero, they're episode 6 in the second season. I'm like, fuck, now I gotta wait for them to finish whatever second season they're on right now. So I haven't even started the second season. I'm just gonna wait. I can't do that shit. It's like I kick it myself because my fucking coworker at work's like, yeah, man, watch Sword Art Online. I've always waited on Sword Art Online, and I'm like knees deep in like the underworld right now. And like every fucking week, I'm like, oh my god. This sucks. It's like we're on episode 18 of the final season, and I'm like, I gotta wait like 8 more weeks for it to finish another 2 months. And I'm like waiting every Saturday. I'm like, yes, new episode. Fuck you. And the coworker that taught me into it at work, he didn't even watch it yet. He's like, no, man, I can't wait. I was like, you bitch, you're the one taught me into watching it. You're the one like, no, I gotta watch it, man. I'm like, he's over here chickening out.
I see. Is that your tweet on Saturday? Sword Art Online. That's what I see. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, these things are popping up left and right, so it must just be new episodes posted on a Saturday.
I added Don Machi to my queue.
Don Machi's so damn good. Oh man, that's another good one.
We got one viewer. Welcome one. We need our other consistent.
Yeah. Just don't Brent. Just don't let the weird nudity to get you off. That show was like mismarketing. It's like it's bad. It's nothing like what they're marketing. Like, you're going here, it's like, man, it's just scantily clad women. It's not even the focus of the show. It's like it's totally mismanaged in how they market it. They lull you in with the supposed nudity, and they keep you in with a good ass story.
Oh, there's no echo, so.
I hear feedback every once in a while on somebody, so I don't know if there's. I look to see if my speakers were on. I don't see us live on Twitch. What happened? There we are. Yeah, we're there.
I'm live. Yeah. Yeah, live.
I got the Donkey Kong alert. That's what I was looking at.
Let me double check and make sure I don't have any weird audio settings here.
No, if No Game No Life didn't scare me off, because there were some odd points in that, and like
I'm always
like
waiting.
My favorite scene is the whole scene where they're getting back with an angel girl. I forgot what her name was, and like they had no air and they kissed and she was like, "Ew," that threw me off.
Yeah,
you know they're like brother and stepsister. Well, they're brother and sister. You don't know they're brother and stepsister until later. Like, but she saw them kissing because I guess they were showing they're sharing air. They do whatever they can to win the game. It doesn't matter. They don't care how they look. And so I just thought her reaction
Right.
was funny. She's like, "Ew."
Yeah, and he's 18 and she's 11. So
Yeah.
Okay, and that's it. It
And
was
she
a
has a
great
super-
run, guys. That's it's gonna take us on out at this point. We're
She has a super
done
crush
for.
on him. But my favorite character in that show was Steph. I love how
oh
they
my
give her a hard
gosh,
time. She's just sliding
they
around. He's
get
always taking
they
nude
give her
photos of her.
shit so much. And then like
But
when
she won that
when
whole battle. Yeah.
yeah,
At the end.
and when she starts like actually showing like how smart and stuff she is, they like just fucking rag on. They're like, oh my god, you're not actually useless.
Yeah, Steph.
They
I just love
still
that.
they
All you have to do is just shoot straight. I just love that whole ending.
Yeah.
All you got to do is shoot straight.
oh god,
She's like, did I do a good job?
did I good?
Good old Steph.
Uh, yeah, there were some weird parts, but yeah, it was nah. It was very very good.
No game, no life is a bit of an oddity, Richard, because that one, the light novel and the manga, there's some stuff that's
Yeah.
borderline that is bad enough that they don't sell it on Amazon. That Amazon actually banned it because it didn't meet their
Oh,
standards,
nice.
and some of the manga
Australia.
banned in Australia too.
Yeah, Australia banned that shit.
It's still sold in America, but Amazon's like it doesn't fit our standards for Kindle, and they stopped
Also,
selling
they
it.
have
So-
giant
it's-
wolf
it's-
spider
it-
things that can fucking kill you in the desert, and they won't allow whatever this content you gentlemen are enjoying.
What's crazy is not even all of it. It's only like certain volumes. It's like volume 1 and then 10 and 11. They don't even ban the whole series, so you can only get like 2 through 9 and
Turn it over to Sony. Sony will edit it or censor it for us, right? in that the rhetoric.
Man. Well, Sony. Well, apparently AT&T was trying to peddle Crunchyroll to Sony.
I think we talked about that. Didn't we kick that around at some point?
yeah. I mean, at the end, because they just made that announcement. I don't think they're going to buy it, though, because
No.
Sony bought Funimation for like $380 million in 2017. They're not going to pay $1.5 billion for Crunchyroll. They want them because they said that they're trying to make anime one of their 4th pillars: anime, video games, Sony Pictures, and then whatever's left of Sony Electronics. That's what their pillars. Because if
Mark
they buy
Cerny's bio
Crunchyroll, they get
computer.
they buy Crunchyroll. They get I think they get like 40%, almost 50% of the market in the United States, and they get the rest of Europe. Like they get, I think Crunchyroll owns France. They bought Viz Media in Europe, so they own France and Italy and all those little Middle Eastern
it's a
countries.
big deal.
They would actually have
Yeah.
a worldwide presence. Yeah, but they're not going to pay 1.5 billion. I think they offered less than $1 billion for them. I don't think AT&T is going to take it though. They gawked at that 1.5 billion.
That's a lot of dough.
Now when they pay like less than that for Funimation, I hope they did. They'll save me on the subscriptions. I don't have to pay for 2 subscriptions. I have to pay for 1.
Yeah. I just hope they don't have the same stance on their anime as they do the games.
Censorship.
I don't think they did anything with Funimation outside of that softcore one that they licensed that they didn't realize it was softcore.
Take it away from Brant's eyes.
They canceled after like 4 episodes, and somebody's like, "Why did they license this?" Because it was softcore. It was bad. It's like it was bad enough where they actually took it off air in Japan, and they had I think they moved it to like 2 a.m. in the morning. So it's like it was bad.
Beautiful.
And people were making fun of Funimation. It's like, why'd you license this? It's like you didn't realize what you were buying the license to. They're like, if you look at the source material, it's always been like this.
Yeah.
So I was like, they were giving Funimation a hard time because I think they ended up streaming it, and that's the only show I've ever seen they took down. So
Should have known what you were getting into. You guys ready to rock and roll? Get
Let's
some
do
weed
it.
in here. I'm gonna need some help with the news. I built it, but I didn't read everything.
this is what it's called. Funimation completely cancels interspecies reviewers. That's what it's called.
Wow. Please
I love
define
this. There's a
interspecies
whole
reviewers.
There's a whole YouTube channel right here. Funimation cancels anime after 3 episodes when they discovered. I'm trying to read the rest of that. When they discovered the plot, that's what the guy said.
Okay, so how far did they have to get in to
man.
realize what was happening?
until the pizza guy showed up.
Giveaway.
People were giving Funimation shit on Twitter. I'm looking right here. So did Funimation just not know interspecies reviewers with softcore porn or something? And somebody's like, wait, what just happened? They pulled the show after declaring it's outside their standards. Oh, I love that. I guess it was well known that it was softcore. And
That'll be
then
our
somebody
audio
took an
clip.
image that was very graphic and put it on here on Twitter, and I have to go away now.
Close.
It was, yeah. I
Mute,
just
block,
closed it.
unfollow.
No, if it was on my work phone, I'll be dead. So
You'd be dead.
I'll
You'd
be fired
dead.
immediately. Tom Fanning will call me up immediately, like, "Sir, we gotta let you go." It's like, I never spoke to you before. It's like, nah, I had to call you, let you know
have
you're
to go.
fired. Can't look
You
up
just
porn on your
retweeted something. Did you
phone.
retweet that exact image to me and Brant?
No, I just retweeted Sword Art Online.
All right, let me get some lead in here. We'll get started.
Seriously, that's all.
Oh, I can
that's
look
all
at the.
did.
I can look at
Sword
what you
Art Online.
retweeted. It's not gonna get me fired.
Yeah, I try to keep porn off my Twitter account.
Thank you. Here we go. Let's get some lead in.
Try.
It says 18 seconds of recording. I don't think that's right. I would hate to waste this recording. Hold on.
Yeah, I see Russell's online playing the Fall Guys or whatever it's called.
Is he? Oh yeah, he said he was gonna be
Yeah,
playing tonight.
he's been on there a lot playing.
Oh,
that
he's
game.
played Fall Guys?
A lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't played it at all.
Me either.
It's a good time.
Unless you're one of those people that's already crying about how people are tryhards and already too good at the game.
I just go for the laughs. I don't even care about winning.
Yeah.
I just get knocked off. I'm dying laughing, and everybody's just like, "You son of a bitch! I fucking hope you die." I'm just laughing and stuff. It's funny to me.
Okay, it is working. It's just janky looking for some reason. Okay. All right, let's start over.
You didn't talk. Oh, you didn't put the Metroid news on here.
Nope, throw it at the end.
Retro Studios is it on there?
Throw
You
it
put
at
on
the
there?
end.
They're looking for a lead producer.
I'm trying to get this
I don't
lead
wanna
in,
talk
but
about
it literally, as soon as I hit record, it says 15 seconds, and I'm like, no, that timer's not right. It has not been running 15 seconds. It just started. Kind of want to duck out of Skype, but it's gonna fuck everything else up. Oh, we got 3 viewers. Thank you,
Just figure it
3.
out. Wonder who those guys are.
Bunch of jerks. Bunch of Fall Guys. All right, here we go. Last
A
time.
bunch of bitches.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 123 of the NOFODcast. We are no outside food or drink, the Southeast premier video game podcast. Quite a bit of news tonight. Embracer Group embraces a few more studios. Did I write that?
No, it just comes
well
to me
done, well
sometimes.
done. Capcom lifetime sales update on some popular franchises. EA consolidates services. Amazon UK lists Need for Speed Hot Pursuit and Skyward Sword remasters / remakes. Ghost of Tsushima Legends has been announced. There was a Nintendo Indie World Showcase. Epic faces off against Google and Apple. There is a big Xbox Game Pass update coming up. Eiyuden Chronicle, did I pronounce that correctly? Eiyuden
Sounds
Chronicle
right.
passes
Yeah.
$3 million in funding on Kickstarter. Retailer Max lists Prince of Persia remake on their website, and apparently Cesar is
Bastards.
adding a Metroid Prime story
A sticker.
as he puts a sticker on his figure. I am Richard Bergman, joined tonight by that's him, Cesar Concepcion II.
I'm playing with stick
CMC2.
figures.
Playing with stick figures is
Yeah.
better than tilt controls. And B. McKee, Brant McKee, welcome, sir.
What's up?
We're all
Welcome.
here together,
I'll put-
finally. This is wonderful. It's great. Wednesday
Well, we
night
always
recording.
wanted.
I put in like 11 hours of work today.
After all those
Huh?
little hiccups. I said after all those little hiccups,
Oh,
we're
God.
finally here.
Tech massacre. After I broke our OBS build or scene or whatever this is for when Brant and I streamed Donkey Kong Country, so I had to rebuild everything right off the rip.
I literally thought you were going to say database access, and I was going to log off this call
I
and never come
already
back
feel that
again.
way. I've been staring at a screen for 11 hours. What, 2 more hours? So let's just do it.
I get one more email about somebody can't access a database using Access,
Let's
I'm
just do
gonna
it. That's all we
scream.
got. We live it, sir. Might as well do it after hours.
I was gonna log off and be like, well, that was fun while it lasted.
I enjoyed streaming and not actually recording because it's only been 2 minutes. All right, the Embracer Group. This is the previous, this is the parent company for THQ Nordic. They have acquired, according to, I think all of our news is Gematsu. Yeah,
Majority.
There's 2 at the very end. I saw the Nintendo story is from Nintendo's press. But the Embracer Group acquires 4A Games, Deca Games, New World Interactive, Palindrome Interactive, Powwow Entertainment, Rare Earth Games, Sola Media, and Vermilla Studios. I think the big get out of all that, apparently, is 4A Games, who's the creator of the Metro franchise. I'm trying to see what this other... New World Interactive does Insurgency. I think that's a pretty big PC franchise. Did y'all recognize any of these other ones?
No, I think the biggest news is how they kind of reconfigure some of those studios report to each other. I think that was the other thing on there. I'm not looking at it completely. Hold on, I'm putting on this Metroid LED producer real quick.
LED producer.
All right, got the LED producer for Metroid. Let me look at it and I can tell you.
Is there a lot of lead in the Metroid lore? Is that how you kill Metroid? Shoot them with lead missiles?
Yep. LED producer. It doesn't sound safe, but it's necessary. Yeah, because I think if you look at the 4A Games, the developer and his team, over 150 across, blah blah blah. They joined the Embracer Group, but they're going to report to Saber Interactive. I think also that New World and Interactive, the one you said, the Insurgency, will also go to the Saber Interactive.
So they're taking their 2 biggest sellers, I guess, and putting them under one of their larger umbrellas.
Yeah, because then we all talked about this before. Saber's been responsible for doing some of those Switch ports, and they've been around forever.
Yeah, they used to be the Mac gurus. They would do all the Mac ports of everything. Brant, you want to take this one? Capcom sales update on some key franchises. You don't have to do all these. You can hit the highlights.
No, I can. We'll go through this. So this is also
Street Fighter 2's on there.
Gematsu, Sal Romano. So we got Capcom updates, the Platinum title, games that have sold over 1 million units. And that's the total number of sales as of June 30th, 2020. So let's see. We'll just kind of go through here. We have Monster Hunter World has sold 16.1 million units. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard sold 7.9 million.
This is called 8 million. By now it should be 8
pretty
million.
much, yeah. It's probably 8
and that
million
Monster
by
Hunter
now.
World, I thought that was like crazy high, and I assumed it included Iceborne, but Iceborne is actually on this list. Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Resident Evil 2 is 7.2 million units. Devil May Cry 5, 3.7 million units. Street Fighter 5 is 4.7 million. Monster Hunter World Iceborne, like you had just said, sold 5.8 million units. Resident Evil 3, which hasn't been out too long.
Is that like a February game?
But it's already
February, March? April game?
Man.
Yeah, April.
I don't know, man. These last
2020
kind of just it's sort of
kind of all blurring.
I know it came out this year, maybe.
and Brant, I just want you to know, every time you say Monster Hunter World, I always wanted you to say Monster Hunter World Tour. I don't know why.
What is it, like a new Rampage game?
Oh God!
I love me some Rampage.
You love Rampage.
It's probably why it popped in my head. It's like, damn, I can go for some Rampage. I wish Microsoft would have bought Midway and we could add another Rampage.
But Resident Evil 3 sold 2.7 million units. Resident Evil 4 sold 1.2 million.
Specifically Resident Evil 4 on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. Y'all see that?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, because if you actually look down in this article, it says it listed again for the GameCube.
Nice.
DMC Devil May Cry Definitive Edition.
Well done.
1.1 million.
Definitive.
Definitive. Dead Rising. And this is the PS4, Xbox One. 1.1 million units. Strider has sold 1 million, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is exactly 1 million units as
that
well.
One's surprising that one is so low. No wonder they swung for the fences
No,
with that newer one.
Yeah, a lot of people just love the second one. So
that's the main nostalgia. Some pretty cool stuff in here.
But yeah,
those Resident Evil remasters or remakes are like taking off big time.
Oh yeah. And I mean, there's other fun stuff on this list if other listeners want to check it out too. I mean, they list Street Fighter 2 for the NES and have it at 6.3 million, and I mean they go through.
They got the Turbo Edition on here.
Yep.
And they pour salt on the wounds and put Dino Crisis on here.
2.4 million copies. These should all be platinum hits.
Gosh, I'm trying to find.
My Studio Gilby Ocean Waves got shipped. Did you ever read that tweet that somebody put on there when it was on sale? Like, am I going to cry on this one? It's like, nope, your tears will be saved in this movie.
I just got the Marnie was here or something like that when it was on sale. So
yeah,
we're gonna check that one out. My kids have still been going on their Ghibli kick. They watched Ponyo this past week before school started.
Your tears will be saved.
Next up in news, EA Access and Origin Access Basic to become EA Play, not to be confused with their E3 event thing, which is now called EA Play Live. This is fucking confusing.
We talked about it. Let's move on.
Just move along.
That is basically the whole story.
You nailed it, man. Yeah, I mean.
But EA Access and Origin Access is their online subscription thing. You know, play Mass Effect, play not Lost Planet. What am I trying to think of? Just their back catalog for games. Their Netflix of sorts.
Yeah.
But they're combining both of those two. I guess.
What do they got? I mean, it's like what Need for Speed and almost Need for Speed and Burnout here and there. Your occasional Battlefield.
I paid for the first year that it was available on Xbox One. I was like, man, this is awesome. And, you know, I'm gonna have Battlefield. It was an old FIFA in there at the time, that kind of stuff. And I just never played those games. By the time the year rolled back around, I was like, I don't need this.
So let's talk about the real news that just came out, which is that NHL 94 replay got
I almost put that in there too.
God damn. I was like, I played so much NHL 94 on the Sega Genesis way back in the day. I saw that. That just brought me back. I was like, holy shit. NHL 94 Genesis.
Friend of the show, Charles, is a huge NHL 94 fan. He's got some legendary stories about NHL 94. Scored off a slap shot.
I don't know why I saw that. I was like, hell yeah, I saw that. I was like, yeah, give me some NHL 94. Good. Finally, EA, good on y'all.
Brent, next time you see him, ask him about his NHL 94 epic comeback against
I'm gonna
against someone known as JP. So just ask him about NHL versus JP. You'll be in tears.
It's like when I played Madden 92 on the Genesis. It's like there was a flaw in that game. No matter what, I always do Hail Mary, and you would get it every time. It's a touchdown every time. It's like the AI could not figure it out. It's popping in the Genesis. That's how I used to win.
Is that why you still try to do it on Blitz?
Hail Mary. Well, that's why I'm still enthralled with the fucking Hail Marys. I was like, no, we got this, man. Just run down the field. Fucking Hail Mary every time, man. That's my go-to play.
Classic. Throw it deep. That might be the only football we get this fall. We'll have to wait and see.
Throw it deep and to the right.
Okay, then there's that. Amazon UK has listed a couple games potentially for, I guess, remaster status. The first one was Need for Speed Hot Pursuit remastered for Xbox One and Switch specifically. It's kind of weird. My hope is that it would be PS1 Hot Pursuit, but I don't think that is going to be. That is not going to be what it is.
I think. No. I think what was it? Jeff Grubb is the one who threw it out there that was getting remastered before they even got listed.
Jeff Grubb's kind of become the de facto insider on leaks early on.
On EA
specifically.
And read between the days for Sony show leaks.
The listing included a November 13th release date, and PlayStation 4 and PC versions are not listed, but a remaster is likely for those as well, Sal Romano remarks. The bigger news out of that, I would say bigger than Need for Speed, is they also listed The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword for Switch. It's coming up on its 10-year anniversary next year. Sal,
Yeah, next year's 35th anniversary of Zelda, so
next year should be Year of Zelda since this is Year of Mario.
we should have got
Kinda.
the year Mario in September after all that fucking Mario
I know.
stuff
Did
come out
y'all
in
see the
September and
controllers?
August. Should have
There's
been
like
right about
5
now.
controllers
Yeah.
specifically
Yeah.
launching next month.
I'm surprised they didn't push it back,
S-
since obviously they're not going to make their
but they can
game
just, that's
release.
one of the ones they can just drop, you know. They don't need a build up for Mario. And the Switch is already selling gangbusters still. Damn, it was MPD this week, I think, too, but I didn't put it in news.
We don't need it. We do this every week.
We do MPD every week.
Basically, we just really went over the Switch one last
Yeah.
week.
Ghost of Tsushima probably sold most, and Switch is probably still
was.
selling
I was thinking it's like the fourth
out of
bestseller.
most
or something.
It
hardware.
was Ghost of Tsushima and Paper Mario were 1 and 2.
The only surprise was Paper Mario, and I think somebody went into sad realization they'll never make another 1,000-year door on Twitter. They're like all the ones that nobody likes are the Paper
They're the
Marios
ones
people
that
buy.
sell.
So.
Yeah.
They're not the hardcore Paper Marios. They're the ones that sell the most.
Somebody was like, I can finally just let go of the dream of a 1,000-year door sequel after this. I love Origami King. That shit was good as hell.
I know you're a fan. The Amazon UK listing includes a January 1st, 2030 release date. So that'll be the, what is that, the 45th anniversary?
That's safely away from 2020.
No. Get the hell out of here. They wrap up the story saying a Switch version of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword has not been announced by Nintendo. Let's make that a discussion point briefly. Is that something we want? Do we want Skyward Sword on Switch?
I want Mass Effect in September, like was originally leaked out. That's all I
That's
care
still
about
pretty
right now.
heavily rumored, though, right?
Yeah, the Zelda thing. Let me make it to 2021, and then I'll be happy about Zelda. Let me make it
Give them
outside
their
the year
that we can
All right?
celebrate the greatness that is Zelda.
I just want to live past this year. Let's go. I'm not looking forward to
My
anything
only
at this
experience
point.
with Skyward Sword is playing it with you, Cesar, like that introductory 4 or 5 hours, however long it was.
And I fell asleep
You
for
did.
3 of those
You did.
hours.
Snooze
And-
fest.
Yeah.
It was good. We just never went back to it. Brant, have you played Skyward Sword at all?
Not a lot. I know my predecessor and friend of the show, Michael, he said that was his favorite Zelda game,
he's a
if
big
I
fan.
recall. This though would be Skyward Sword was very, very heavy on the motion controls, way more so than Twilight
It required
Princess.
the Motion Plus.
And so, yeah,
I would rather play Resident Evil 7 with one-on-one motion versus playing that with motion controls.
golly. So it's going to be interesting if this is true. They're going to have to do a lot of work. I mean, is it going to use some of the motion with the Joy-Cons, or are they just going to completely rework the game to just be, you know, the regular style with, you know, your joystick and all that? But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. I don't think it would be a bad thing to have this game re-released, because I do think there were probably some people that were either off-put by the controls or just never played it, and this would give people a reason to play it either again or for the first time.
No, you bring up a good point, because that Skyward Sword came right at the end of the Wii's life cycle, so a lot of people
That's
have
what I
already
was
moved
about
on.
to say.
I know I moved on
That's
from
what I was
Wii
about
by
to say.
then.
What came
So-
out after Skyward Sword on Wii that was a must-have?
All the good shit, like that fucking RPGs we got from the last story, like the 8 versions of Final Fantasy that we got, the last story and Pandora's Tower.
But those were all so, you know,
I
they were
mean-
so far out, and it was just a dearth of software.
Because remember, by then it was Shovelware City on the Wii. That's all everybody was caring about. Because remember, those games were coming out and all until they fucking had a petition.
It was
to get those
Operation
games to get out of
Rainfall.
here.
I signed that shit.
Yeah.
And I bought all 3 of those games.
I did too.
I supported it.
Yeah, I remember having my copy of Xenoblade Chronicles pre-ordered when it was called Monado on Amazon, and then they fucking canceled it when they were like, "Yeah, this shit's not coming out in America." I'm like, "God." The game was called Monado. I may still have the email where my Monado copy got canceled.
That'd be suitable for framing. Next up, a kind of a surprise announcement here via the PlayStation blog. Publisher Sony Interactive Entertainment and developer Sucker Punch have announced Ghost of Tsushima Legends, a new online co-op multiplayer mode coming to Ghost of Tsushima as a free update this fall. So did anyone see... It seems like a kind of a hero thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Characters with abilities.
Dude, I still have the fucking email.
You have the Monado cancellation?
It says, we're still trying to obtain the following items you ordered on June 25th, 2011. Monado, beginning of the world. We'll make every effort to get the delayed item to you as soon as possible. That's what originally was called, Monado.
Please answer that email right now in the year of our Lord 2020. That's cool.
I got the email November 22nd, 2011. I don't delete shit. I pre-ordered it October 23rd, 2011. And then my order was canceled December 9th, 2011, all within the same span of 3 months.
Canceled your Monado.
All right, I'm sorry, Richard. Continue on your...
No, who wants to tell us about that Ghost of Tsushima multiplayer mode that was announced?
Actually,
it looks awesome.
Handle that one. Yeah, I actually did not look at that one. I saw it was announced, but I don't know what it entails to other than the multiplayer.
Yeah, it is multiplayer, kind of like what you said, Richard. You can join with up to 4 players, but there are different like classes, I guess, or different characters that you select from. Either the samurai, the hunter, the ronin, or the assassin. They haven't really gone into what the differences of the characters are. They said this is completely different and completely separate from the main story. So this is something that even if you just grab the game, you can jump into with a small group of friends and just have a good time. They're due like story and survival missions, and obviously it's cooperative. You're trying to use each individual player's skill together and play off of each other to meet the mission requirements or do whatever you have to do. But to me, just even the tiny little trailer that they put out looks very, very good. Looks very enticing.
Looks like a money thing, cosmetics and stuff like that you can purchase to upgrade your character and something else to add on to the game. It's pretty cool, and it was not expected. Like I don't think I saw this leak anywhere. Or no rumors of it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just kind of came out of nowhere, and like you're saying, it's going to be free. But yeah, they're probably going to have skins or hats or something.
Survival missions,
so they can monetize
co-op
in there.
Story missions that escalate in difficulty, kind of like a horde mode type thing. Looks good.
You're going to whore.
That is Ghost of Tsushima Legends online co-op multiplayer mode coming this fall. Free update to us, Ghost of Tsushima.
Well, the best kind of updates.
Always the best updates. All right, there was a Nintendo Indie World Showcase. They announced a shit ton of games, and they put the world in World Showcase.
That shit was good as hell, man, because it's like and a lot of stuff was released that day, too. I was like,
oh yeah.
Raji, an ancient epic. I was like, oh, this game looks great. Available today. I was like, okay, that's great.
And it's on sale. A bunch of these games, a handful of these newly released games, along with some other titles, like I saw Streets of Rage 4, and a couple other things. They're actually on sale. They did a sale in tandem with these releases, which is actually pretty neat.
A Short Hike.
Good job, Brent. That's a good use of the word tandem. I'm proud of you, man.
I know A Short Hike was on sale. Takeshi and Hiroshi was on sale immediately.
That's the only one out of everything I purchased. I was like, damn, that fucking claymation style. I was like, I don't play shit on Apple Arcade anyway, so I was like, yeah, let me buy it.
Yeah, somebody, I think it was Kat Bailey, said the best thing about Apple Arcade is that the good games rise to the surface, and then we start getting them on other platforms.
What it's made for, yeah.
Showcase. But they let off with Hades from Supergiant Games, the makers of Bastion and Transistor.
Oh, Super
It's going
stoked
to
on
give
that one.
you cross saves with PC. Raji, an ancient epic. This is the one that impressed me, and they spent a good bit of time focusing on the Indian background of it and the inspiration, the Hindu and Balinese mythology. Looked like a mix of like Prince of Persia and God of War, like between the aesthetics and music and the God of War gameplay. Looked pretty cool. That's a Time Console exclusive. Spiritfarer from Thunder Lotus. We've seen that before. I think that's actually out on Game Pass. Untitled Goose Game is getting a physical release. It looks like a widespread physical release, not just limited run. And it's getting a 2-player mode.
Yeah, it
I
was.
will buy it. I will play it.
It was announced on the IM8 maybe about a couple of weeks back, and then it started popping up everywhere. Like it was coming to play Best Buy. It was coming to Amazon.
It was real cool because they did it at the very end of the show, and the geese like took over the show and were honking over everything, and that was pretty neat. A Short Hike we mentioned. Torchlight 3 looks like Diablo to me.
All the Torchlights are Diablo
Takeshi and
clones.
Hiroshi, which Cesar mentions. The world of stop-motion animation and RPGs combined in Takeshi and Hiroshi. As 14-year-old aspiring game developer Takeshi, the player's goal is to entertain their little brother Hiroshi with the latest chapter of their game. Takeshi needs to improvise. While it's his goal to let Hiroshi meet big challenges, he also wants to prevent him from losing. And that was another one of the out today.
That's how I live my life. Try to lose stuff and without losing.
Card Shark was real stylistic.
That
looks good as hell.
Oh my god, that whole with the slamming on the table and somebody getting shot. I was like, oh yeah, give me that shit.
SSR notes, but players must be cautious. If cheating is exposed, they'll be gambling with their life. Card Shark arrives on Nintendo Switch in 2021.
God bless Devolver, man. They put out some good shit.
Manifold Garden. That was like a Paper Mario looking thing almost. The art style.
Watch your mouth, sir.
Those are high praises. Subnautica and the expansion Subnautica Below Zero.
That game was like a fucking DS game when I was looking at the screenshots. I was like, "This is a fucking DS game?"
And that'll be interesting to see because every version of Subnautica, no matter what platform it's been on, has always had some kind of weird bugs or weird glitches going on with it. So when it comes to the Switch, it's going to have probably some pretty janky
I'm interested,
problems.
like Cesar says, because I run it on I've got a decent notebook. It's no gaming notebook, and it was even on low settings, it was weird. It wasn't perfect, and the fans were running hot and everything.
Hey man, we make this joke all the time, Richard, and you're absolutely right. It's playable, and that's all that matters. Unless you're Doom Eternal, then you just never will come out for the Switch. But that game, I looked at it looked like a fucking DS game, and I was like, I'll fucking buy it just because it looks like a DS game. It's like, it's blurry as shit, and the hands all blocking. I'm like, holy shit! I was like, ooh, that game looks rough.
Just to see what it looks like and how it runs. You had Evergate from Stone Lantern Games and P-Cube Limited, a 2D puzzle platformer set in the afterlife. That was the one that it reminded me of Ori and the Will of the Wisps almost.
Yeah, the main character looked just like kind of that Ori,
like
almost, and those big eyes looked like Hollow Knight.
I can see that too. Bear and Breakfast from Gummy Cat Studios. They also announced the 40% off select indies, as Brant mentioned, including Exit the Gungeon, Streets of Rage 4, and Ori and the Blind Forest. And that was a hell of an indie world showing. I thought it was wonderful. All kinds of stuff. Yeah.
It was good. Yeah. I mean, out of all that, man, I'm really looking forward to Hypno Space Outlaw, man. Fucking GeoCities 1990. I can't wait. I don't know. I know it's coming out the 27th, and it's coming out on PS4, Xbox, and Switch. I think it's coming out on Game Pass. I think they confirmed that.
Yeah, I think I saw that too.
Because I think Spiritfarer is definitely on Game Pass, and I think Hypno Space is coming to Game Pass.
There's a free demo on Switch today, so you can try it out.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to dive into this epic
Apple?
Oh, yeah, this huge story.
It's deep in the weeds.
Oh, I'm looking at the other story. There we go.
Boo.
It's deep in the weeds.
We want to talk about who's less evil and go back and forth.
So the article I actually tagged was from Bloomberg. I thought it was going to be a Jason Schreier article, but he just retweeted it. It's by Takashi Mochizuki and Vlad Savov. Has Vlad Savov been at another place? It does,
sounds
right?
familiar.
As far as games journalism.
I mean, just to make, I mean, I'll go over it real quick if you don't mind,
Shoot.
Richard. You want me to? Yeah, basically all it is that Epic Games is implementing a pay structure inside their store directly for V-Bucks
That circumvents
and
the
kind of
built-in Apple and Google methods of paying for those, correct?
right. So they're getting rid of the 30% tax that they got on their
Right.
microtransactions. And I think it's they're what they're saying is they're doing out of the principle of the matter because it's similar to what their Epic Games Store launcher is, where they try to give more money back to the developers. It's like a motto of their company basically, and that's why
Right.
they're doing it. So I guess they knew there was going to be a fight for it, and they're provoking Apple and Google, and it's kind of like now they're going one step ahead. So now you have it where they removed Fortnite, which is some of the biggest games in mobile, off of the Google Play
Both
and
of them.
Apple
Mhm.
stores. Unless you're Samsung, then you're still winning apparently. And now Apple, and then they escalated and they took I think Epic took Apple to court, trying to get them to change their practices. And now Apple escalated and they're going to take any other Epic games out from the store and the use of the Unreal Engine from any of
tools
the
for developers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they took the next step, and so all they're doing is now it's just it's going to end up going to a court battle. I think the funniest thing is how Epic took that whole Apple 1984 commercial and kind of made fun of it and poked fun at it. So it's like they had that already
That was ready.
lined up, so they were playing.
That
with
was
this from the
ready. It was
start.
that Fortnite.
It was
Yep.
immediate. It's like that night. I think that fucking commercial.
That shit
was out that
escalated.
night,
That's
so.
it's that polish,
they-
that Fortnite polish, man.
It's and like you mentioned, Richard, it's a crazy gamble because I mean a lot of people play Fortnite on mobile devices. Everybody has a mobile device. Not everybody can afford a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One or a decent gaming PC to play those things on there. So they went to their mobile devices to use it. So now you take that away.
They're figuring. I got some hydration, and it was not what I was expecting drink wise. Where were we? That was a bad interruption.
I thought maybe we should cut away or something like that.
Now we're good.
Close my eyes. Let me know when it's all over.
Let's backpedal a little bit. The commercial that he's referencing is the famous Macintosh, like 1984 anti-establishment. Girl comes running down. People are like the PC people are just sitting there staring at a screen. She throws a sledgehammer into it. So they had Fortnite characters doing all this stuff.
And it looked like a girl that came out from a Rocky film, right?
Kind of did. It kind of did.
It's like Dolph Lundgren's partner or something like that.
That is who it looked like in the original.
I don't know why I remember that so clearly, but I do. I haven't even seen the original one in a long
When you
ass time.
described that, I immediately went to, yes, that's exactly what she looked like. She was just trying to break free.
Mm-hmm. That whole aesthetic, like that workout '80s aesthetic that everybody used to dress on those leotards and skin tight leotards and short hair, and I don't know, man. Sometimes I miss the '80s. Sometimes I could have been playing the NES, and I could be like, well, "What the fuck did I come back in time for? Fuck Legend of Zelda."
Yeah, right.
Game was hard as shit.
Fuck Zelda 2.
Yeah, when we playing in 1986, like, god damn it, so you. Oh god, what's the whole episode with the Goldbergs when they tell people not to fucking
No,
mess
that
with
is
shit
such a good
like,
episode.
Don't
That
fuck
is
up my
such a
save.
good episode.
It took them like 3 or 4 months to
Yeah.
get that game.
He had
That's
the
what I
granddad
remember.
helping him
Outside
out and
of that,
everything.
Yeah.
No, but the interesting part about the Bloomberg article and the 30% that Cesar mentioned, that was the like luxury tax almost that Nintendo charged on NES cartridges. So that 30% tax of sorts has been just carried over for 30 something years at this point,
And I think it took Sony to disrupt that. I think they pointed that out because Sony came out and they were like they didn't take that huge tax and that's why everybody kind of jumped ship to
And
Sony.
EA made their own
fault.
cartridges for Genesis to get around it, but
Yeah.
So it mentions Namco getting together with Hudson Soft to persuade Nintendo to open its platform to outside software makers. Wow, that's a direct correlation with Apple. Because remember, Steve Jobs wanted it to be a closed. He only wanted Apple apps and things like that on there. He didn't want an app store. This is still quoting from.
No, he would have flipped his shit finding out that Apple Music's on fucking Android. That never would have happened.
I've got Apple TV on my Roku device.
He would have been like, "Fuck that." Yeah, you know him. He's a diehard. He's like, "Nope, I'm not putting no shit on that."
Not from those days from like licensing Mac OS to these third party like Compaq and stuff like that.
Me and you know Steve Jobs. You know he would have fought tooth and nail never to get that shit on anything else. He believed
He
in his
didn't want the big
product, man.
screen.
He'd
He
be like,
didn't want the
"Nope,
big
they want
screens
it.
either.
Yeah, if they wanted to buy it."
Bloomberg
Yeah.
notes Hudson and Namco both were eager to be on Nintendo's popular console, but Hudson couldn't make its own cartridges, so Namco proposed paying Nintendo a 10% licensing fee to be able to be on the console, while Hudson paid an additional 20% for Nintendo to make its game cartridges. Nintendo agreed, and that two-component fee, licensing and manufacturing, became the basis of today's 30% tax. And that has carried on all this time. So somebody online I can't take this, but somebody online was calling it the Battle of the Tims. You've got Tim Sweeney and Tim Cook going at it. What do you think the fallout from this is going to be? Is there going to be any changes?
It's gonna be Fallout 76 all over again.
Add the story in
Yeah.
later.
Then we'll add in Todd, and then we got all the T's in there.
I get both sides. I just don't know if that's. I guess when you're a big player like Fortnite, you can step up to the plate. You can make that your battle.
Somebody has to take a chance. You know, it's gonna right now it doesn't do shit, but at some point it's gonna hit the bottom line for Apple more so than it would Android, because at least Android somebody can. It's easy to jailbreak an Android.
Get it off
Yeah.
some other store.
Apple, you're kind of
Repository.
It's anybody. Bob's your uncle. You can look it up and put it on Google and find out a way to get an unwarranted version of Android on your device versus jailbreak your Apple. You know, you gotta jump through hoops to jailbreak your Apple device. So at some point, Apple's gonna cave. They're gonna have to once their bottom line starts getting affected. But it's gonna take their bottom line to get affected.
I mean,
so.
Epic stepping up to the plate. This is they announced today. Apple's a $2 trillion company. they're gonna have to bring it.
Somebody's like the Battle of the Goliath.
And honestly, I mean, it's with pulling development tools and stuff right now. Right now, Apple and Epic, they're not hurting, but it's going to be the smaller developers that are going to feel the pain of this right now before either Apple or Epic does.
It's highlighting a good point.
Yes, not a smart thing for them to take away Unreal tools. I mean, you're going to start kicking out a lot of developers, like Brant said, from your store. They're going to be like, well, I won't publish on Apple because, I mean, it's not like there's an alternative out there. There's not many alternatives.
So you cannot download Fortnite if you did not already have it before right now on Apple.
Yeah, right now I think it still works if you have it previously downloaded. At some point, it's going away completely. I think they after that's their next threat. Like it's not going to be re-downloadable if you already own it in your.
Like I know it's a big deal on console and PC and stuff.
list.
Is the mobile Fortnite really that big of a deal? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of kids in elementary school, middle school, they all have phones, and you know that's where they play mostly their Fortnite on. A lot of us gamers and our teens and older are playing it on console. I mean, the only difference you might have a good bit of in the younger crowd playing on Switch now, but I mean everybody has a fucking phone. It's a free download.
It is.
So
I tried it on Switch. Brant, you weren't around when we were doing our chaotic battle royale fits that we were in. Did you ever get bit by the Fortnite bug?
No, I tried it and wasn't into it. Go ahead.
No, I was going to mention I was forced into it from Richard with Derek and them. That was it. That's the only time
you
I
got
ever
a
played
win
it.
though, right? Didn't you win with us?
I don't even remember because I remember waking up from my nap at 11 p.m. at night, and you're like, "Let's go, Fortnite, let's go." I just had woken up. I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like we're all jumping on.
I've got one win in Fortnite.
Till like 2 a.m. with you guys.
It might not have been that go around. All right, let's move along. We're knee deep in news. Microsoft has announced, this also comes from Gematsu, Microsoft has announced several new titles coming to Xbox Game Pass for console and PC for late August and early September, including new Lucky's Tale, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, and more. There's the Hypnospace Outlaw you guys were talking about for console and PC.
Yeah. GeoCities 1995.
New Super Lucky's Tale for console and PC. Don't Starve Giant Edition for both. Battletoads for both. Spiritfarer for both. Tell Me Why for both. I know Cesar's pumped for that one.
I gotta do this for Brent since we can't do Days Gone. I'll do my version of Days Gone.
New Super Lucky's Tale. Resident Evil 7 for console and PC. That's interesting. Wasteland 3 for console and PC. Double Kick Heroes. Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is already out and getting rave reviews.
There we go.
Days Gone. Days Gone background. Crossing Souls,
Yeah.
Darksiders Genesis, and Crusader Kings III. That is a lot of games coming to that subscription program. All right, Battletoads is 3
Yes,
players.
it
Are we going to
is.
stream Battletoads?
I'm always
Let's
down
do
for
it.
Battletoads. It what always happened, and this is from 1989 when I had the game. I remember getting that game used from a Blockbuster, and to this day, me and my brother could not get past that fucking
No one
go-kart
can.
level. Didn't even know there was a level skip. Didn't know, there was a fucking level skip. I never knew. I was always me like, all right, I'm gonna do it, and we just never got past it. I thought that's when the game ended. I saw the map where it goes down further. I just like this is it. This is as far as you can get in this game. It's a
You thought it
broken
was
game.
broken? You didn't think you beat it? You thought it was broken?
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting for the patch to come through. Yeah, they never patched it. Even on the rare replay, still not patched. Unpatched game.
Still broken. All right, good stuff to Game Pass, including Battletoads. Look forward to a stream. I think we all... Brent, you have Game Pass?
Actually,
Game
do
Pass.
not. I need to go ahead and
I might
do
have a
it.
free month. If you don't want to queue it up until we do Battletoads, at least do it for that. We can give that a shot. I
I've
think
got
it'd
it
be fun to
somewhere.
do.
I've got a thing
Okay.
somewhere over here too for
Cool.
free month.
I think
No
that'd be
idea.
a fun stream.
I think it should either be A, I jump off at some point getting angry, or B, Richard jumps off at some point because we leave the option to be
No,
fire. And
we already
he's like,
talked
I
about
can do
Double
this.
Dragon. Me
Oh.
and Brand already discussed Double Dragon. We were looking at the Nintendo Switch, Super Nintendo online games, and then we looked at the NES ones. I was like, never play Double Dragon with Cesar. Just if the situation ever comes up, just decline politely to play Double Dragon with Cesar.
You have to do it. You just have to run the room yourself and be like, and never choose option B. It's always option A. No friendly fire.
Has to do a. All right, a Euden Chronicle, 100 Heroes Kickstarter campaign surpasses 3 million, 109th character announced, because 108 were just not enough and were too much like Suikoden. And a new...
No, I wanted 108 was. They're done. I don't know what the fuck they're doing now. I would have just called it a
It's doing the
Kickstarter
most.
after that. 108, man. No, it's done. That's all I wanted. That's all I cared about.
But he wants to separate his
That's just-
wants to separate his game from Suikoden. His quote from Murayama noted, the 108th character was born through stretch goals. I'm sure some people are fond of this number, as I am, but that number was for Suikoden. While we have respect for the number 108, we choose to leave it here and go further. For this commemorable 109th character, we'd like to create a new character with everyone through a voting system. We genuinely hope everyone will continue this journey with us together. As soon as I read voting system, I thought of, what was it, Bodie McBoatface or something like that? That's going to be your 109th character. That's what you're going to end up with in your Suikoden spiritual successor.
That fucking British ship
Yes,
voting thing.
yes.
Is that what it
Yeah.
was? Is that what we're talking about?
It is the... Go ahead.
I mean, yeah, I'm super excited about this. I'm also super excited about their inside knowledge on the next generation Nintendo system
They
that
do
this
know
is coming on.
They are aware.
They're not even missing words. They're like next gen Nintendo.
Gamatsu notes that they've become the 9th most funded video game Kickstarter campaign of all time and the most funded video game of all time from Japanese backers, which is big and unexpected. And expected, I'm sorry. Very expected.
I'm hoping Konami's like, all right, Suikoden and everything on everything ever made.
Release
Let's
them
go.
to everybody.
Oh, yeah. But we saw how they handled the Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3 source code, so I had
I
no
don't
hope.
think it's
so.
it even exists potentially.
Oh God, you read that whole story about that Silent Hill HD collection where they had to fucking reverse engineer that shit from like a bad ISO that was incomplete. I was like, I don't even know where they found that ISO. It's bad. I seriously doubt they have a Suikoden
Dude,
1 and 2.
we were watching
The only reason why
play
we
it,
got
it was janky.
the only reason we got
It was
yeah.
like,
The only reason why we got Suikoden 1 and 2 on the PSP is because I think they just did the ISO drop from the PlayStation versions on the emulator. I think that's the only way we'll get is an emulator drop from the PSP ones for at least the first two. And I think they got emulator drops for the 3, 4. I think the 5th one's the only one that hadn't came out on the PlayStation 4. I know 3
the
and
fifth's
4 have.
supposed to be one of the better ones, right?
Yeah, I think the Golden Circle is 1, 2, and 5 are the best ones out of that series. The second one being the best one. So
I didn't put it in news, but I think there was an emulator found in that Medieval, that Ocean joint for PS4 Medieval. I think it had like a playable version of the PS1 one in there, emulator and everything. So that'd be cool.
Hmm.
Speaking of what else would be cool, Cesar, you want to tell us about these potential Guatemalan retail releases? Did I get all the news? Did we already get through it?
Yes.
That's
Holy
We're almost
it. That's
done.
the last story.
Yeah, this is
I
great.
was
I'm so
dreading.
happy. Usually, so it's like 11 o'clock. I'm like, my bladder's about to burst. Wait
Or
for
Brant
it.
could have taken this one.
The inter- I'm literally trying to load the article, and my Wi-Fi just shit the bed because I got a mesh Wi-Fi, and for whatever reason, this room is like, it is butthole. That's why I have everything wired. Yeah, Guatemalan retailer Max has this offer Jimatsu from Sal, listed Prince of Persia remake for PS4 and Switch. I'm assuming it'll also be on Xbox. Bloomberg Video Game reporter Jason Schreier retweeted the leak with a comment: "Video game retailers sure love leaking Ubisoft surprise announcements," suggesting that the remake is real. Schreier's accurately leaked detailed information on Ubisoft titles in the past. When a user tweeted, "I don't believe it's true," Schreier replied, "This tweet won't age well." I was hoping somebody would just do the whole Anchorman's like, "I don't believe you," and do the whole cigarette thing. Given that this is an Ubisoft title, it's likely that if this remake exists, it would also be available for Xbox One, PC, and possibly even PS5 and Xbox Series X. And I think they sourced it from Reset
All
Era.
right, we don't know anything else about this. What is our speculation? What is the hottest of takes of the NOFODcast?
Which one do we think it's gonna do? Do we think
Sands
it's
of
just gonna be
Time.
straight up?
If
Oh,
it's a remake, it's
I'm
Sands
going
of
with
Time?
it's the
Yeah.
trilogy. I think it's all three of them. We're getting all three at one time.
I think they're gonna remake the first one and milk the hell out of it since they had to pay those heavy ass licensing fees to that creator.
I always forget that's
and
the
then
kicker. Jordan, it's like Jordan Mechner or something.
Mercer,
Yep.
or something like that. Yeah. I think that's what's gonna really happen. I think that's the reason why it took so long. And they're gonna do that whole bullshit. We're just remaking the first one. You want the rest of them, prove it. Buy it.
Vote with your wallet. Infamous SR words.
I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But if they're doing a remake, I think it's just the first one. If they're remasters of the original ones, I think it'll be the trilogy. But since it
does
says
say
remake,
Prince of
I think
Persia remake. Could it be a remake of the 2008 Prince of Persia, the cell shaded one?
Absolutely not. We didn't even finish that story. They just cut it off and just put the other Sands title, which was a time for the movie.
Did it not sell well? Like I thought I remember it being like huge.
It was like
major,
a
well received.
weird. It was really, really good. It just didn't sell well, and we never got to finish the story. It was supposed to kind of did a cliffhanger towards the end, so it was supposed to be another game.
Brent,
But Jordan needs his money, man.
He's got to eat, baby.
That movie didn't make it. The movie he wrote the
Jerry,
script to didn't
Jerry
make it. Jake Gyllenhaal
Jerry
didn't deliver.
Bruckheimer didn't bring it home for him.
And that's why Jake Gyllenhaal had to deliver as a Mysterio. He couldn't do it as a Prince. But as Mysterio is a completely different story. Like that Spider-Man Far From Home was a good ass movie. He did a good job in that movie, but neither here and there.
Brant, what is your experience with the Prince of Persia series? I think mine and Cesar's is well documented on this podcast.
I've played a handful of them. I remember when I was younger, I think I had Sands of Time for, I think it was Game Boy Advanced, and I remember getting really up.
How old were you, Brent, when you had that? When you were younger?
I don't know. I was in early teens,
Okay.
I believe.
You're scaring me, man, because I'm over here like, fuck, I remember playing on the fucking Amiga, the original 2D one where I'm going, like, the original OG Prince of Persia. He's over here talking about Sands of Time on Game Boy Advance. Like,
we had it for Apple also. That was my first one. With the, like, I felt like Tomb Raider adopted it later, where you're just like, you're scrambling forward.
I just remember me falling through trap doors and getting stabbed all the time. I just remember that. I was like, in the pits. I just remember that. That's all I remember. Like, oh, fuck, that was a trap door. Fuck, that one and Commander Keen. And Sam Man. I always talk about my love for Sam Man.
Sam Man is the best. And Brant leads off with Sands of Time for Game Boy Advance. Brant, way to bring it home for a bunch of old folks.
Oh, God. Did you see the new Commander Keen's coming out on Switch? I didn't throw it out there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They didn't announce it, but there's another definitive edition. Yeah, there's another one. I'll fucking buy every Commander Keen there is. I don't give a shit.
I do have one of the ports or whatever on Switch. It plays well.
I'm sorry, Brent. Continue. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt your Sands of Time remembrance of
No,
your
you're good.
Game Boy Advance
Commander
days
Keen
when you
rant.
just came. Yeah, you just came out of your mother's room just playing Sands of Time. I'm over here like fucking 35 years old.
Uh, no, and I've seen people play the original Prince of Persia, and that game it looks fun, but also frustrating.
It was unlockable
But
on one of those. On I guess it was Sands of Time. Maybe the Xbox version. I did all this research a couple months
yeah,
ago when I was playing it.
but I just remember getting frustrated as a kid with that game because it ran out of sand and just trying to do the rewind and just keep not having enough sand and then having to restart the level over and over. Um, but I
Or
remember
the
going, huh?
that or the Prince. No. That's not how it happened.
On GBA.
But but going back later, I had fun with that game. That game was
It
a lot
looks
of
good on
fun.
GBA, Brant.
Um, yeah, it didn't look bad. It was a pretty good game. Um, I just remember, I never, when I was younger, just getting frustrated and throwing it to the side, but then coming back to it later and actually giving it the time and having a lot of fun with it. Um, and then I remember playing some of the other Prince of Persias later on. Um, gosh, I can't remember which one it was. Um, on the I think it was the PlayStation 2, or it might have just been the newer one that they had put on
The cell
PS3.
shaded one with the claw.
Yeah, yeah.
The Nolan North version.
The one he sounds like Drake.
But
I started playing that. I was like, I cannot play this fucking game.
yeah, it's weird going back to that after playing all the
Straight up
Uncharted
Drake.
series.
Brant, you had the definitive.
But yeah,
one, man. According to Wikipedia, 2 versions were developed for higher and lower spec mobile phones. Connecting the GameCube and Game Boy Advance versions of the game gave access to a port of the original Prince of Persia with the GameCube version, along with the ability for the prince to automatically regenerate health. It was right there in front of you, man. You had it. You were good. You had the definitive version.
Go back in time, stop yourself, tell yourself
No,
don't play that version.
Brant, that's not how you remember it.
No, yeah. Make sure don't use your time travel powers for anything else. Don't warn us about any of this shit that's happening right now. Just be like, no, you had the correct version of Prince of Persia. Don't ever lose it. This is the only amount of time I have just to tell you this one thing.
The PS2 copy.
Everything else turns
The
out
PS2
fine.
copy sold 272,000 copies. Xbox was 172,000 copies, and the GameCube 100,000 copies. Wow. Okay. Thanks for that Sands of Time interlude. Oh, what do y'all think it is? Cesar, you think it's a remake of Sands of Time? I say a trilogy. Brant, what was your vote?
they do just say Prince of Persia
It
remake,
does.
so I would hope that they base it on like one of the the original, something like Sands of Time, but it could just be a complete reboot of the series.
All right, those 3 trilogy games play so differently. I would hope they remake them and kind of
Tie
flow a
them
little bit
together
better.
a
But
bit.
yeah,
Kind of like
'cause
they
you
did
can tell
the
they,
Devil May Cry.
yeah. I don't know. I'm the odd one out. I love me some DMC, but a lot of people hate that one. But it is what it is.
All right. That's it for news. At last. We made it. Y'all ready to go into games played or take a break?
I only played like 1 game, maybe
I
2.
played
I have to really think hard
I
about
played
the
2,
second
and
one.
one of them was with Brant, so we can share that one.
Yeah, I played a couple. I played a couple
I'm
games.
pretty sure one of them is the same one that Brent was playing because I saw him playing on this weekend as well. So this should be a really easy one. I'm guys. I can't even think of the second game I played. I don't know if it sucked that
Just
bad
go with the
or
one you did play.
or fucking quarantine is horrible. I can't
We know
tell anymore.
quarantine's horrible.
The only thing I really played is I got like 20 hours in Ghost of Tsushima.
Damn.
I finally got over my rational fear of open world games because that's when this happens every time I have this conversation. So any open world game I throw it in for the first hour or two, and like I
Right.
can't do this. I got a rational fear of open world games, but thanks to some help online from online user Geralt Spatsalts, he's been helping me walk through my fear of online games, open world games, and boom, now I got through 20 hours. I got the first island liberated. So instead of me, normally what I do is I normally just go through the story, and then I'm like, I don't feel like doing anything else because it seems like it's so overwhelming. So I just took the first island, I liberated completely, got everything done, found everything. I'm on to the second middle aisle
Nice.
right now. I've already progressed past the story where I say redacted person's name, and to continue the story. And that's where I'm at. I literally just stopped playing to come over here and record this podcast. I might, depending if we get done with this early, play a little bit
Okay.
before bed. It just all depends. I might fuck around and beat the second island. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that was pretty much all I played this week. Outside of anything else to add on there, I mean, since I kind of liberated the first island, I got a lot of the skill points. So I've unlocked all the stances with all the moves. So I have everything that can combat the whole rock, paper, scissors,
I've heard that
or
about that game, is you unlock
fight.
everything really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it keeps it interesting instead of it taking a long ass time for you, where you can just kind of lose yourself on
Right.
combat. Because playing it on medium is hard, man. I can tell you that much until you start unlocking shit.
It
Until you
was
start
hard for
getting
me.
stances
I
to
got game
do.
over like 5 times in
Yeah.
that first 2 hours or so.
You have to start unlocking stances. That's what I figured out. It's like because every move has like you have certain stances for shields, for spear people, for swords, and
Yeah.
for brutes. And after you lock the stances, it's way easier because you just switch them on the fly, and battles are much more manageable. It's just getting over that whole
Gotcha.
hurdle. That first couple of hours to get skill points. The first thing you do, I would recommend, is start unlock at least one form of the stance for each one. That's the first thing. There's nothing you can do on the brute ones because the brute ones, like I think the last two stances, you have to observe a Mongol leader or kill a Mongol leader to learn those stances. There's nothing you can do on those, but unlocking the stances and the sequential moves under those made it a lot easier. So I don't have a lot of my ghost abilities because I spent everything on my samurai abilities. So I don't really use my ghost abilities because I usually just go on like Brant does and just do standouts and just take out like 8 people in that way, and then I'm like half the fucking village is dead already. So after that, it's clean up, mop up. So, but yeah, outside of that, I'm just going through the separate character stories right now and continuing with the story. So I'm maybe like 20 hours, like I said, 20 hours in. I'm probably about halfway done with the game. That first island is really huge. It's 24 points of settlements you got to liberate. It gets smaller as you go through. I think 17 in the next island, like 12 in the next one. So I guess based off what I'm playing, they kind of push away from the game mechanics where it doesn't give you as many skill points, and they push you more towards the story. Because on the second island, you don't have as many settlements you have to free, which gives you skill points. You have more story bits because you meet more characters and you have the more of their character bit stories, and then it moves more towards the story and pushes you that way because it figures by that time you have everything you need to progress in the game. So, and I'm sure it's going to be a grind for me at this point to get the rest of my skill points because it's slowly going up now. But outside of that, yeah, I'll probably, if I'm lucky, finish it this weekend. Maybe kind of, sort of. I don't know. We'll see. Because trying to get it done before Death End Request 2 comes out next Tuesday. So that's my goal. Because after that, I'm going to be all up on that shit. So
That was Ghost of Tsushima. I'll go next because I'll do my one game and then segue with Brant. I got in my...
I think Brant, you played Ghost of Tsushima 2 this weekend, right?
Oh, do you
yeah.
want to segue into that then?
Oh, it doesn't matter. You can go. You can go on ahead. I got a segue.
I got my
both
12
of you.
hours of Halo in this weekend, Friday and Saturday night. We did mix it up a little bit, still online, multiplayer mostly. But our friend of the show, Russell, and I tried out one of the playlists. There's like playlists in Master Chief Collection. You can either do like all the story missions all together, or you can do all the tank levels, or all the ones where you flew something, or all the ones with the flood. So there's these playlists you can boot up. And after we had talked about the Warthog run last week, and Cesar saying he's never beat Halo 1, there's a...
I still beat Halo 1.
He still hasn't beat Halo 1. There's a...
One day I will go.
There's a playlist that lets you beat all the Halo games, and it's the ending of 1, 2, 3, and 4. So those levels are way longer than I remember. Like I thought it was just getting the Warhog and go, but there's a whole build up on that Halo 1. You got to turn those, or you got to shut these valves off that are above you, and the Sentinels are all firing at you. It's a bunch of bullshit. So
And dodge your friendly fire grenades.
I don't know anything about those. The grenade blew up in Elite. You were just too close to the Elite. No, it might have been a friendly fire grenade. I wish we could have recorded that.
It definitely was. Because there was no fucking elite near me, so everything was dead. It was just me running into a fucking
a
end of the
hailstorm.
game.
So we beat Russell and I beat Halo 1, we beat Halo 2, and then, mind you, this is just the last level of each one. Halo 2 actually has a legit boss fight at the end. It's not, get out of this thing that's crashing and burning, and that was a lot of fun. We played the anniversary version of it.
Yeah, but didn't Halo 4 have a legit boss fight too? That was not that hard.
We haven't done that one yet. You and I beat that last year, the year of Halo.
That was way
It was a letdown because he got stuck on a track or something, or was just laying there, and you just shoot him. It was not great.
I remember you questioning we should have played it on a harder difficulty after that. You're like, was this too
what did we
easy?
do wrong? Like, this doesn't seem like a Halo boss. But we beat Halo 2, saw that ending, and we beat Halo 3. That is a much better Warthog run. I know when me, Russell, and Cesar were playing at 3 players, we had some crazy times with it. Russell and I were laughing real hard at one point. Like, the plates will just fall out from underneath you. And I went over this jump, and the plate just ducked out, and I was like, okay, how was I supposed to know? Like, it's right there at the jump. You're supposed to just go. So I
remember that second one because that was the one like you said that those plates are all falling down in the lava, and it's like when the more people you play with in that version of the game, it's so easy to restart because like somebody's always falling off. Yeah, it's always somebody falling off unless you're all in the same Warhog. That's the only way.
We were taking 2 Warhogs when we were all playing it 3-player.
I think I was on a Banshee or something like that.
So it was that was a lot of fun. We didn't beat Halo 4. We started it. Halo 4 starts off with the Star Fox ship thing too, where you have to like speed up and slow down going through all those different like Death Star trench thing. Halo 4 is a whole nother animal. I don't like that aesthetic or anything, but that's well documented. I don't have to rail on it. It's still a good game. It's not. Don't like the aesthetic.
Come on. You're fucking DBs.
Yes, it's the DBs of Halo. Then multiplayer, was there anything crazy about multiplayer? We just zany matches. The current playlist I think is like, it's called Mongoose Rockets or something. So I think there's gonna be a lot of like racing around rings and stuff like that. I posted a video at one point. Brand, I don't think you follow me on Twitter, but I found some playthrough some guy did with a custom game, and it was this Mongoose Rocket thing. So I'm excited to try that one out. That's like the featured playlist. And then Brant and I, was it Tuesday night? It was Monday night. Monday night we streamed some Donkey Kong Country on Nintendo Switch Online here on Twitch and YouTube Live. We had a pretty good turnout. We had a lot of comments, people watching us. I think 7 was our peak, so that wasn't too bad. We figured out how to hook the Switch up. Cesar, he ran the game. I just joined his session, and we had audio from my capture, and he just played locally there, and it was pretty flawless. Until we got to Minecart Carnage. I watched the replay, and we spent 35 minutes on that one level, Cesar. It was brutal for us. We went in with, 22 lives, and we left it with 2. It with 2 lives. And that's getting that red balloon, like, on that second part. I probably got it half the time. But it's constant deaths, man. It's 35 minutes of deaths on Minecart Carnage. But we got through the second world, I think, and now we're on Vulture Culture and the one after that.
We just passed
Vulture Culture.
Vulture.
So we're making pretty steady progress on Donkey Kong Country. Game still holds up. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
How many hours you put in there?
What did we streamed for?
It was like an hour and 40 something minutes.
It was almost 2 hours. So we were plugging away. But Brant, what did you think of co-op Donkey Kong Country? It's the first time you played 2-player.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever
I was surprised
done
too. I was surprised too.
done the co-op with it, and also done the online co-op with the Switch Online. I don't think either of us had really messed with online Switch co-op for the SNES.
We talked about doing
games
Super
like
Tennis
that
back in the day. That's our favorite tennis simulator.
Fuck that game, man. I'd rather play adults only tennis.
You had to work in adults only tennis.
Fucking love adults only tennis.
But no, we had a great time. I mean, like you said, there we didn't really have any issues ever.
It was never laggy.
And yeah, aside from
Such a
no,
liar.
and I mean, aside from Minecart Carnage, just absolutely
Chewed
kicking
us
our
up and
ass.
spat us back out.
Golly,
That was a nightmare.
we had it was, but we had fun and we
It
powered
was a good
through it.
time. I'm excited to keep going with it. We gotta
Yeah,
find out what days we're missing on our Twitch affiliation.
You're
Yeah.
braver than me because usually at like, my patience level on certain levels like that is not there anymore. So
Oh, both of us were getting
We were close.
frustrated, and
Brant
I
was
mean,
like, Brant was
I
like, "Do you
kept-
want to call it and
I
step
kept-
away?"
yeah, I asked Richard a couple times. I was like, "So what are we doing? Are we or like when we get to 5 lives? Are we just saying we're done, or like are we going until we get a game over? Like,
Some things I can't let go,
Like,
man.
how
and
are
I
we
don't
doing
like
this?
difficult games, but I know like something I've beat like that or something I have been good at before. It's like, no, we're gonna see this through. And we had people watching and commenting with us, so it's definitely something I wanted to see through.
yeah, y'all should have played some fucking Battletoads.
It's Battletoads isn't on that NES one, is it? We have to
No,
be
it needs to be.
localish. No, we'll play that. We'll all go in blind on that Battletoads Xbox version, and that'll be a wonderful stream. I think that'll be a lot of fun, especially
yeah.
a new release like that.
Yeah, because it's out now, isn't it? Then I see a tweet saying it was available now to play.
Is it out now?
Is it now?
Shit.
Yeah, it's supposed to be tomorrow, but I think I got a tweet saying that you can play
Oh.
it now. Somebody tweeted out there, it's like
I
it's up
missed
and
it
now.
if it did. Cool.
We could
Definitely have to
we
check
could
it
be
out.
playing it
Streaming
right now.
Battletoads and doing the podcast at the same time. I'll just capture that other
Yep.
video source.
Yeah. Battletoads Royale.
Battletoads Royale. Oh, we have a winner. Well done, Cesar.
Aside from playing with you, I mean, I got I did Halo again.
You are playing the campaigns, right?
Halo Combat. Yeah, me and my son were doing the campaigns. We did the whole level of Silent Cartographer. Oh, that level! I love that level. Anytime I think of Halo,
That's it.
that is what I think of as my quintessential
It's
Halo
bliss.
level.
Did you convert your son?
Oh yeah.
Is he no longer a heathen?
And the only thing was I don't think there were 2 rocket launchers. We looked, and I picked up the rocket launcher, and he got it at one point when I had fired it too close.
I see where the story's
I'm
going.
already
Me
laughing.
too.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'm already laughing.
Damn turn a corner, and there was a elite right there, and I'm just like and just shot it, and just see my character flying through the air, flailing.
That's how I would fire a rocket launcher in real life. I'd be like, oh god, and then end up friendly firing myself.
But yeah, we got through that level. Hopefully, we can continue playing on through that because he's enjoying it. Because like I said last podcast, he didn't get that far before he just kind of gave up on it.
Were y'all playing co-op then?
But now I think no, it was just him. But I think now with us both together and just kind of playing off each other, he's really enjoying
I'm gonna
that.
throw this out there. Halo has always been co-op campaign for me or multiplayer. I have zero interest in playing any of those by myself. It's tied into it. So I totally get where he lost interest even on his first go around because I have no interest. I'd rather play through all those with a friend. It always makes it better.
And for me, I mean, I had only ever experienced Halo multiplayer with other people because I never had, played on the PCs at school. And then eventually I got a 360, the arcade edition, Xbox 360.
256 meg one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had the little memory card that came with it. And
the last time we got a memory
that
card.
doesn't let you play backwards compatible games, does it?
no.
You gotta have the official hard drive.
Yeah, because remember
you
that's
have
when they
to
put
have the
that
hard drive.
bullshit limit, right? What was it like? What was that limit for the arcade games? I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, it had to fit in that small ass download, and then like Braid or something like that broke it, or Shadow Complex.
I eventually did get a hard drive for it, and then eventually the HDMI crapped out
Oh
on it.
yeah, yeah. Because I remember that's when some of them I was in. Yeah, that's when they had two separate plugs, one for HDMI, one for component. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And I wound
Fuck
up just getting the
that
Black
big
Elite.
V proprietary thing.
Fuck that
Mhm.
generation of consoles, man. Jesus.
Um,
There
but
were some weird growing pains for sure
oh
with
yeah,
HD and everything and hard drives but it's confusing how Xbox had a hard drive built into every Xbox, but they didn't want to do it with the 360, and then you had that split user base.
but Halo 3 was my first game for that 360, and I played it um, by myself, and then eventually more people started, becoming friends with more people. Played a little bit of online Halo 3 with people, but then most of my friends were like, "Oh, well, you've got to get Call of Duty. Oh, you got to get this game. You this." Game. So, got away from that. But
Yeah, what were you, like 10 years old when that came out? Like 5?
no, I was in high school. I was
I gotta put down Prince of Persia: Sands of Time for Game Boy Advance.
I think at that time I was, gosh, at least in 10th grade when I got that. But yeah, that was good times.
And I was at our employer when Halo 3 came out.
Yeah, we're working full-time jobs by then. Brant's like not even out of high school. I'm sorry, Brant. Continue.
Young pup.
Yeah, don't let my jealousy seed and take over.
Let's see. Other than those, today I actually did get back to Final Fantasy VII.
Nice.
Finally, it's the content I paid for. Let's go.
At the very end.
I didn't play much. I did go into Cosmo Canyon. And
Best soundtrack ever. Best song ever.
The music,
I know.
The music, man. The music, the story in there, it's bliss.
Yep, where we find out Red 13 is his name is Nanaki, and the whole lore with this town that he's from in Cosmo Canyon, and how
Sounds
he
like
loves
a drink.
It does. It does.
I'll take one of those
Cosmo Canyon does?
Yeah.
Cosmo Canyon on the rocks. But the way he talks about how he loves his mother and his father was a coward, and then you go through
Oh man, he hated his dad.
you talk to what was his name, gosh,
Old Man Withers.
the Bugenhagen,
his dad,
his grandfather,
his human grandfather. That's right. His dad is not human.
Old Man Smithers. I can't remember what I call him. I don't remember. I don't call him Bugenhagen.
and he tells you about the planet and the spirit energy, and everything dies, and eventually the planet will die. But yes, what Shinra and Sephiroth are doing, siphoning the Mako, is killing the planet faster, and all of this. And then you go into the what is it, the caves or the ruins or whatever they were, the
Cave of Wonders.
Trying to remember and trying to see if I wrote it down here. It's like the cave of Gi or something, or G.
I just remember the bullshit battles in there, and that's all it was. Like, you take the fake pathways, and you just fight these battles. I'm like, oh my god!
All those branching pathways, and the encounters seem to be like all the time down there.
There's status buffs or something down there, right? Don't they turn you into stone nonstop, or poison or something weird?
I faintly remember poison or something like that. It's some bullshit. Spiders or something like that. I think it's the spiders.
It was like these weird snake-looking things, and they hit you, and it was like slowed you down, and
slow.
And I feel bad for you, Brent, because I know you're trying to get everything in that area. It's like you have to go out your way to get all fucking material, and it's like it's bullshit. You're hitting like spider webs and getting battles constantly. I'm like, I remember that was the point of the game where it's like, yeah, I don't need all the fucking material.
And that's I think where I'm getting to this point. I'm just like, man, I'm just gonna start playing the game now. I don't think I'm gonna try to collect everything, because I did get a good bit of stuff, but I was like, man, this bullshit. Trying to collect all this stuff here and there.
The problem, Brent, is we're in the golden age of gaming. I don't have time anymore to sit there and
Yeah.
and fucking spend a whole 6 months on one thing.
There's
I
so
can't
much
get it.
you can get access to now.
Yeah, it's not happening. I mean, that's like Richard said. I have access to like almost every game ever made, and I'm still bitching about the games I can't get. So,
Yeah.
where's my Dino Crisis?
That's a different conversation.
Where's my Dino Crisis?
But then you go in and find one of the Gi or G that had attacked several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Is still there and still alive, and you do that giant battle with this big thing that almost looks like this big, like, heavy armored, like, ghost samurai or something, and he's got these two giant flames with him. But that fight isn't actually very hard. But then once you get past that, you find about the warrior that you keep hearing about as you're going through this cave. This legendary warrior that fought off the Gi or the G, whatever they call him, that sacrificed his life to save and protect Cosmo Canyon, and it winds up being the legendary warrior.
It's a fucking
Seto.
drink, man. I can't hear nothing but alcohol and drink now. I ruined it for myself.
Which turns out to be Nanaki's father, who he always thought was this coward who ran away, but really
he was always ashamed of him.
Yeah, wound up being this legendary warrior that protected the town, and still is there today because he's like turned to stone, and he's just on this giant rock overlooking this gorge, and he's just there turned to stone. And
appreciate the YMCA. I'm glad our viewers can see that. Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, that little bit of story is really great, and I enjoyed, like you said, the music was great. All the trying to get all the collectibles was bullshit, but other than that,
Fuck that cave.
I'm still gonna have to go through there and finish up. I got what's the next? I think the next area is it Niflheim?
It is Nibelheim. Yeah,
is where I'm going next. Because the buggy
passed
got
through there
fixed.
a couple times.
Yeah, but I think I have to go back.
Because this is when you get Cloud and Tifa's backstory, right? That's the next part after you get Barrett's and Red 13s. I think that's it.
Should be.
Because
then after that, then you get the rest of the characters.
And then
Round up the squad.
The game that I played probably the most this week again was Ghost of Tsushima, and I am still on the first island, unlike Cesar. I keep getting so caught up in this game. Like every time there's like a random little thing that pops up because it'll say undiscovered location. It's just a little question mark that pops up here or there. And I'm like, ooh, I got to go see what that is. And I'll go out of my way to find out what that is. And then half the time on my way there, I'll see like another little village or something else. I'm like, oh, well, I see something in the trees there. And I'll start walking. And then it's like, you found this stronghold, and it's Mongol territory. And I'm like, well, I got to take these fuckers out, and I'll go through, depending on what I want to do, just go up and stand off and just go in, sword blazing, or go and find just kind of sneak around, find the gap in the fence, sneak in, take everybody out, and I'm having a lot of fun. I did do a little bit more of the story. I finally saved Yuna's brother Taka, and
almost sounds like characters from Final Fantasy X. We're almost there.
Yeah, I thought that's what we were talking about.
Yeah, Yuna and Taka. I'm like, what, Waka? What? I think that's why I keep getting. That's why I think
not Waka.
Yeah, because that's why I keep feeling like I want to play Final Fantasy X every time I play that game. It's like, damn, I want to play some Final Fantasy X. And I think it's because those names are so damn similar. I'm like, fuck.
Yuna.
But I did the next part of the story with them too, where you have to like go and fight and retake the town that they that was their hometown, and Then he starts up
the one with the forge, right?
Yeah, he starts up his forge. Yeah. And then from there, I got distracted again, and I've just been going all over the island. I think, just retaking things here and there. And I think the next time, my goal next time I start the game is to not get so distracted and just go to those main story points, go to those gold points on the map, and just start knocking out the story. Because like you said, it's really easy to unlock everything. And from where I am, I'm not very far in the story. And I've already unlocked all 4 of the stances.
Oh my gosh.
I've got a good mix of like just the basic combat. I'm missing 1 ghost weapon, and I think I've upgraded all of them maybe at least once. I've upgraded my capacity for all the little things you get, arrows and kunai and black powder bombs and all that stuff. And the biggest thing is like what Cesar was saying, you have to observe and or kill
Mongol leaders.
Yes, the Mongol leaders. Always do both.
Yeah,
always
Richard, heads up. Don't just run in there and kill them. You have to observe them and then kill them. You get double the points.
You get both. You get 2 points.
I've done that. 1 and I killed the dude. So
yeah, you got to watch.
That's how I did.
Okay.
And then once I saw the thing that I went into a stronghold and it said observe. It didn't just say kill. It said observe. And I observed him, and then I killed him. Oh, I got 2. I was like, oh well, that's what I'll do from now on.
Nice.
So
that's a big help. Ghost of Tsushima.
That's a big help.
And I definitely don't want to tell you how to play the game, Brant, but I do recommend, and what I've learned is if you go through and continue the story, there's something that happens to the outpost where they add another story bit to finish out the last bit of this outpost in there, because you can't complete them all until you get past the first act.
Gotcha.
I would recommend getting past the first act, because once you do the outpost and you do every outpost, then it opens up the rest of the map. So it unhides everything and then put the question marks everywhere on the map, and you can get and fill in the gaps after that.
Gotcha.
It made it way easier, and I was like, fuck, I'd sat there and just wandered around forever. I could have saved myself like 5 hours, but it is what it is. I mean, you play it the way you want to play. I'm just saying, if you don't want to go through all that, then that's one way of doing it. If you enjoy the whole exploration aspect, and keep going.
I love exploring. I love doing these little side stories and finding, so and so's armor, finding so and so's legendary bow, and all this and that. And I know you said you had one of the first things you upgraded was the one where you could find the hot springs. I haven't upgraded any of those, because I'm always finding, just exploring the world. I'll happen upon a hot spring, or I'll find one of the fox dens, or I'm walking and then all of a sudden I see that dumb bird flying over my head. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna follow this, and it goes.
The golden bird of Tsushima, their island bird or whatever it is that leads you to something. Sometimes that fucker just leads you to something. That fucker leads me to like another story bit. I'm like, fuck you, bird.
Yeah.
I was like, I was gonna find it anyways. It's already in a fucking map. I was like, why do you leave me this?
I'm watching it, I'm following it, and then it just like glitches into a house, and then it's back, and then it's right there at the story bit. I'm like, what was the point of that? Why were you here?
Pissed me off is the fireflies, where it keeps fucking vibrating, the firefly parts, and then it's like, where do you want me to go? I'm just running around in every house trying to find the fucking Mongol record or wherever it is it's trying to point me to. It doesn't really tell me shit other than the vibration increases as the closer you get to it. I'm like, oh, great.
And if you're using the traveler outfit too, that vibrates along with it's. So I don't even use that anymore, because it's too much. Like you're saying, it's just nonstop vibrating, just different intensities.
That works.
But
sounds like Breath of the Wild, Witcher, Skyrim, one of those where you're just wandering around and you discover stuff, and kind of the story tells itself that way.
It's a very much a game of this generation, where a lot of every game has taken that kind of open world aesthetic and just roll with it. So it's something that was started with Oblivion and Skyrim, and kind of perfected this generation, and everybody's roll with it. So
Assassin's Creed, Far Cry,
Red Dead Redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Dose.
But yeah, that's my games played.
That's your games played. So
That's
that's I
it,
realized
man.
we skipped over your Metroid lead producer story. You want to
Yep.
do that before we wrap up?
No, really. I mean, all they said is they're looking for a lead producer for Metroid 4. So once they get their lead producer, they can continue the development that's already going along. I think
Did
that's
they?
all it was.
I know Sony's caught flack for this. Did they announce that too early? You think? Or does it really
Oh yeah,
matter since we haven't seen anything? It was just hey, we're working on this.
we know it was way too early because you saw what they changed development studios and went back to retro. Originally it was
Yeah.
Namco, so I think it just didn't pan out the way that I was going to pan out. So I think they announced it way too soon. I think if at some point, unless they were pretty far along in Namco and they scrapped it, I mean, who knows? We'll never know unless somebody reports it. So
This is one of those things where I do want to see what that game looked like. You know, what was this beforehand?
it sounds like if they announced it, it sounds like they had something concrete far enough along.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that producer of that Metroid series looked at it and was like, yeah, this is not where I wanted to go. And then
Not putting my name on this one.
so I mean. I'm sure it's probably gonna be. I got a good feeling that Metroid 4 Prime 4 is gonna be one of those final swan songs for the Switch. It might even be whatever their next console. It might be one of those weird ones that's coming on both. So
Right.
I think that's how much longer it's gonna be. So
All right, guys. I think that'll wrap us up at a decent time. We were over 2 hours last time. I couldn't believe it when I posted it. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
2 hours. It was crazy. You can find us on Twitch and YouTube. Leave us a review on both. Follow us. Subscribe. I guess that's our thing now.
subscribe, refollow us.
Don't mute.
Don't block.
Sometimes mute.
Block and unblock. Maybe that counts. I don't know. I don't know this social media stuff. I'm just assuming.
Yeah, social media errored early today, so I had to. I just deleted it. I got to get better at the social mediaing. As SSR puts it, there's a reason people have dedicated social media managers.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You can't knock it. You can't get mad at anybody. That shit is just rough trying to find your niche on that one. But it's like you said. I mean, that's why they have people for that because you're walking like a thin line. You got to be careful, especially when you're crossing different brands. Somebody's like, why is this person doing this? And I don't even know who it is. I don't even want to support their brand.
I don't want to be tied up into your. I don't know what you stand for. I feel the same way about our brand, so I get it totally.
Yeah.
You can listen to the podcast on any RSS feeds. You're probably already listening to it, but if you're watching on YouTube, because this will go up on YouTube, or I guess Twitch does playback stuff, definitely follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play. We're on Stitcher, all those we don't do anymore.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, hopefully we get that platinum status on the YouTube. So let's go. Let's go.
We're headed for it. I got a spot for it on the wall back there, and then we can rotate it. Then we can see it on Brant's wall, and then we can see the blurred outline shape on Cesar's wall the next week, and we'll just rotate it.
And then I'll look closely, and it's just going to be on that guy's crotch from that baseball game. So,
hey, you see that it boots up every time as Nomar Garcia Parra every time. My face is right there in his crotch as he's trying to turn a double play or whatever it is. We need to look and see what days we need to stream to knock out that affiliation. That would be pretty cool. It was a lot of fun playing Donkey Kong Country. It worked flawlessly. So hope to get back to doing some more of that. Anything else you guys want to add? We'll get out of here.
I'm good.
Nothing for me. Watch more anime. I'm almost done with my Kill la Kill.
Always his mantra.
15th rewatch of Kill la Kill. It's probably one of my favorite anime series of all time.
That's a lot. All right. Thank you guys for joining us this week, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Adios.
See ya.